The South African Revenue Service is projecting a 285 billion rand loss in revenue due to coronavirus. What will the decline in revenue collection mean for South Africa, and particularly the government's ability to continue providing services to the population? For more on this, I'm joined via Skype by Jean du Toit, who is a tax attorney at Tax Consulting SA. Jean, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. So let's start off with that big question. Of course, many questioning what will the decline in revenue collection perhaps mean for South African government and employing its services. Walk us through that.
Well, I think what this means for taxpayers in general is simply that SARS will have to collect more revenue in light of the fiscal packages that was announced and being rolled out, and with the projected shortfall in revenue, SARS will simply just have to collect more to ensure that government can meet its mandate.
So, rethinking tax in South Africa, I mean, based on some of the scenarios that have come forth, so what does it look like?
Well, by all accounts, on the briefing that we got yesterday, the projected shortfall in revenue amounts to about 20%. Looking at what that means for in the bigger picture is that businesses, the economy, everything is in contraction, and I don't think people realize what the knock-on effect of that is. Businesses are closing their doors. What that means is lower corporate income tax. Sales are going down. That means lower VAT. Customs and excise duties or the collections from that will also be going down as imports and exports decline. And what SARS will have to be looking at is where they can collect the shortfall.
Now, Jean, you mentioned that there's going to be a drop in taxes. I mean, from payee to employers paying less tax. He's going to have a drop in excess duty, even import tax, as you rightfully mentioned. Looking at South African government, SARS in particular, having to reprioritize its expenditure and where it will make up for those shortfall. I mean, what is the priority list that will come through, particularly during the essential needs of this COVID-19 period?
Well, I think SARS will have to think strategically on where they will be able to collect revenue. First of all, I think, as I said, it will be difficult to collect corporate income tax, and VAT will inevitably go down. But I think if we look at other taxes, specifically pay-as-you-earn, the decline there will be slightly lower. I mean, there are pay cuts and certain people are being let go from their jobs, but the decline will not be as significant as it would be for the other taxes, such as corporate taxes and VAT.
Jean, we've seen the rise in illicit trade of alcohol and cigarettes, obviously due to that nationwide ban. I mean, what is this impact going to have? We saw that there is a potential, or there has been a loss of about 1.7 billion rand just from alcohol and cigarettes alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's the perfect storm. That just compounds on the effect that we're seeing at the moment. I know that specifically with tobacco, they are challenging that directive issued by the government, but in my view, I think we should, wherever possible, we should collect revenue if we can do that, which includes excise duties from tobacco and alcohol.
And then lastly, I just want to have your comments on SARS as the institution. I mean, we've seen that since, 1st of May, it was officially a year since Edward Kieswetter, in fact, had taken the realms. Do you think he's done enough in this short period to perhaps salvage the credibility and capacity of the institution? How has COVID-19 also impacted the institution at large?
Well, I think we are hearing the right noises from SARS, or it looks like they are looking at prosecuting taxpayers more aggressively, which is a good thing. That will reverberate through the tax base to ensure or up compliance. I think people don't really realize that the challenge that the Commissioner faces from the previous administration. So I think all in all, he's doing okay. And I think in light of the COVID-19 crisis, I mean, that's not something that he can really control.